Mistakes are impossible to avoid in Minecraft, from small misclicks to accidentally forgetting to place one dust of redstone, accidentally blowing up your TNT duper, to messing up an entire build by one block, to accidentally building an upside down house with a burger on top. We've all been there. Mistakes sucks and absolutely no one likes them. So why not make it so I can no longer fix any of my mistakes? You aren't gonna wanna miss this because this will probably go horribly wrong. Okay, so I'm way too lazy to actually think of a build idea for this, so I'm just gonna use ChatGPT. Alright, so here are our choices. We got 10 choices, some seem relatively easy, and one underwater base seems impossible for a no breaking blocks challenge. And the number generator decides 4. Okay, what's it gonna be? Oh, okay, I feel like an organic tree style build might actually be a decent choice for this type of challenge. So here are my reference photos that I definitely borrowed from Google. Now I don't know about most people, but I always use a reference photo for builds. It's the inner artist in me, I guess. But I typically pull from a couple of images and pick designs and features that I like in each image and combine them into my build. So I like the stairs on the left picture, the little tower thing in the middle, and the treehouse/tree for the right picture. Now here comes the hard part. Most of the time I make a rough sketch in Minecraft of the shape, height, scale, etc. for builds. But I can't do that here because usually it looks ugly and I can't break blocks. Another thing that might go unnoticed is usually I build out of one block, then use World Edit to texture, but I can't do that. So I need to get the shape perfectly on the first try while texturing it. This challenge is a lot deeper than it sounds. So let's turn on some music and dive in. First, I need to pick my palette. Usually I do this later, but for this challenge, I need to do this now. And this is what we were looking like. Some interesting choices, but since this is a building challenge, I figured I should try some new things instead of just doing things I already know. So I first started making a circle with World Edit. Super risky, but I think that's the correct size. I should have used oak wood instead of logs though. Yes, I'm technically already cheating, but this isn't part of the build, so it's just in the way, so I don't care. Luckily, when I'm building something organic like a tree, making mistakes isn't a super big deal. Base is coming along, but I think to really continue, I'm going to have to figure out how tall this tree needs to be, so we need to start making the base of the house. This is literally a guessing game on how high I need to make this. Well, here goes nothing. Okay, I think that's okay. There's no way to tell. So this is supposed to be like the balcony outside of the house, so let's pretty this up a little. Alright, this whole section was a pain in the butt. Also, sorry for skipping all of this. I accidentally just lost all the footage of me building this. Alright, so I need to figure out how big the top of the base of the tree will be. It can't be as big as the bottom. Yet again, this results in a guessing game. It looks pretty small at the top, but we will see how good it comes out. Okay, I am super happy with that. I love the shadow that's under the balcony. Yes, it always looks worse without shaders, but still pretty good. You know what we need? Bushes. It's hard to tell, but bushes have been added. I probably should have built on a smaller scale, but like I said, bigger scale means less chance to see my stupid mistakes. Okay, so I have an idea. This could go well or terrible. I'm not a super big fan of how this came out. I should have used more textures or something. It looks upside down. Well, when in doubt, commit and place another one on the other side. I mean, it's okay. It's definitely the worst thing I have built so far, but I can't get rid of it, so it stays. Okay, now it's time to build up the house. This is definitely one of the weirdest shaped houses I have ever worked on, so perfect time to not be able to break blocks. But I think it's time to do some building on camera. Alright, to start, we're going to build up the walls by one while planning out future doors and windows. Great start. Now we're going to go ahead and design a beautiful large window. First start with the outer layer, then place the inner layer. This honestly is looking terrible so far. Hopefully some details will make this look better. Let's add some spicy trapdoors, some inner trapdoors to split up the window, some fences, some buttons, some signs, and finally some cyan glass to finish off the window. It looks a little weird without any of the walls around it, and I hear your doubt. But trust me, this will turn into a beautiful beast. Now we go in and copy, paste, and paste, which leaves one side left for the door. And without skipping a beat, the door is also complete. Looking good, Stu. Up next is the side windows. These are going to be similar style, just on an... Okay, pause. Editor Stu here. This is where I made my biggest mistake yet, and I didn't even notice at the time. See how I started building on this block from the left side, and on the right, I didn't start on the same block. This little error messes me up so much down the line, and I never figured out what went wrong, literally until now. Alright, back to building on camera. Angle. I somehow perfectly pulled off that shape first try and proceeded to add the mangrove innards and added some more details. Pause. Okay, sorry, editor Stu again. I somehow really messed up and never noticed. I accidentally broke and replaced this block with mud, completely forgetting about the challenge. I must have brain farted and forgot I was doing a challenge. So, sorry, but that does not get fixed. Alright, I promise this is the last time you'll see me. Okay, play. Side windows are done and in, and it's starting to grow on me, and hopefully growing on you too, like that pimple on your forehead. Now it's time to build up these very pink walls. Although this is completely not symmetrical due to an idiot builder, it's surprisingly looking pretty cool. But now the hard part. It's time to make a crazy roof like in this reference, and trust me, this could go very wrong very quick in this idiot's hands. Although first we gotta make another window up here. And just like that, the best window yet has been made. I've now built up a unicorn and tried to get the shape right for the weird roof. I'm still trying. Yes, I am still trying. He's still trying. Okay, now you're gonna add the overlay for the roof, which is done from mangrove wood. Hopefully this makes it look less like a church. Don't forget, other than the one brain fart, I'm not allowed to break any blocks, which is making this intensely hard. Let's add some fantasy swirls using slabs, add some grass planters, add a bunch of leaves, because leaves always helps, and finally a hanging lantern. Not bad, but the roof still needs some work. So when in doubt, thicken the boy up. Oh yeah, that looks much, much better. Well, that is the main building for the house complete. Not even an hour later, we got this beaut of a house that definitely needs more work. Up next is building up the tree, which comes out of the roof. So in other words, that'll be the conclusion of today's building on camera. Okay, so it's time to start building the tree that pops out of the roof. I haven't mentioned it, but I'm not very good at the top of trees. But I want to try using some world edit tricks to make this easier and hopefully better. So we got some branches type things. It's definitely looking interesting. Alrighty, since we have the trees popping out, now we can go ahead and finish up the roof. Like I said, I'm going for a weird circular roof thing, so I'm not 100% on how I'm going to do this. Roof is done, and I'm actually pretty happy with that. Now it's time to get interesting. I'm too lazy to place all these leaves, so I'm going to try to use world edit. Alright, my plan is since trees have holes, we'll do 50% leaves, 50% air, and now we'll just spam, I guess? First we'll cover the branches, and then we'll build from there. Oh, the leaves seem to be disappearing. Not good. So I guess to stop that for now, I'll just change the random tick speed to 0 so they can't despawn. So in other words, we'll make that a later problem. After some spamming, this is what it's looking like, and honestly, it looks awful. I think we need to make it wider. It's also weird that these branches over here aren't supporting anything. I'm not gonna lie, the shape is still really scuffed, but I wanted to try something. So if we turn back on the default tick speed, the tree should start opening up holes and might not look as much like a blob. Now, no, this is not breaking any blocks. This is just straight up cheating the system, okay? I think that worked. We got some new holes. The only problem is the shape is still really bad. I guess back to placing more bush. Oh, that's so satisfying. Stupid chains. Boom! Location change. I didn't break anything, just moved it. I honestly just thought it would look cooler over water, okay? Anyways, that's our tree. I had to go in and place a bunch of logs around it so it doesn't dissolve fully, but we got a tree, and I'm happy. Is it a Scar or B-Dubs tree? No. Does it look childish? slightly, but it's the best I got. Okay, so what's next? I need to figure out how to light up this house. Maybe use some lichen. Yeah, of course, that barely helps. So when in doubt, use lanterns. Add a chimney. Okay, so we gotta figure out an entrance. Like I said in the beginning, I like the staircase idea, so we gotta plop down a fake door. I think that works. Now we just gotta guess on making a rotating stair thing. Why do I choose to do the easiest things to mess up in this stupid challenge? I won't lie, it's not perfect, but it's the best it's gonna be. Let's add some railings, some lights. All right, I'm liking it, but it definitely needs some supports. We don't need anything too crazy here, just some walls. It's so hard to tell which block is the correct block to place on. Supports are in and some more details that I had to run with because I accidentally placed a fence, but it's looking super cool, so I'm actually really happy with how that came out. Okay, so if you remember, I wanted to build an offshoot tower thing, so let's start working on that. We got a bridge, only a few misclicks, so not bad. But it's not cool enough yet. If you look at the original image, it's got these cool like wires falling down on the sides, so I want to try to build that. Yep, that's a shape, all right. I'm not sure I like it. Copy, paste. Yeah, I'm still not sure. Maybe add some hanging lanterns. Why didn't I use the middle for this one? Oh, it looks so weird now. When in doubt, flip it to the other side. Huh, it weirdly grew on me. It could also be because I have shaders on. Now it's tower time. I really want a textured stone tower, so I guess we'll have to do it manually as we go. First, add some stone bricks. Next, crack stone bricks. Cobblestone to andesite. Misclicks. Back to cobblestone. Tough it up. Basalt. Deep slate, some muddy roots, and finally blackstone. Boom! We got a cool tower with a ton of misclicks. How am I gonna fix that? Okay. Making these look on purpose. Add some lights, I guess? And boom! Mistakes turned into features. Now we just gotta top this bad boy off. And boom, we got ourselves a tower. I actually really love how this turned out. I do feel like it's missing something though. Okay, I wanna make a flag at the top, but I stupidly put a lantern here. So I guess we'll just pretend it's not here. I've used fences to build these diagonals. Hopefully it looks fine. That came out surprisingly good. Usually I mess that up like 3 times before I get anything decent. Well, that's the main build done. I love how this is turning out. Now I just need to build a base for this bad boy. And that means it's more time-lapse time, baby. Howdy everyone, Commentator Stu is in the building. How's it going? I really haven't had a chance to talk this entire video. It's been non-stop building, fast pace. So yeah, hi. This is a nice slow moment to take time to say hi. And I just wanted to talk about this experience a little bit and what's going on forward. I had a lot of fun actually doing this challenge, and it really actually taught me a lot, you know, to commit to what you're doing. I think that's the one thing I learned, is to just commit, try things out. Obviously this time I couldn't delete them, and in the end, I'm really happy with how the build turned out, and I had a lot of fun actually building it, and it was a nice challenge and a change of pace. So yeah, if you guys have any more build challenges that I can do in the future, definitely put them in the comments, because I am highly, highly interested in doing more. Welp, the rest of the time-lapse got corrupted, so that's it for the time-lapse. The build is fully done, and it is beautiful if I say so myself. So I'm just going to go ahead and fly you around and show you what you missed on the time-lapse, because replay mod sucks. Okay, so this is what we are looking like. It is so beautiful. I love how this came out. Actually, I'm going to add something right now. Alright, so this is what we were looking like. You saw most of this terrain building, but you know, I added bushes, bone mealed, I added the waterfall, added some glass panes down here to make it look like the waterfall is splashing. Over here, you know, we got more of the water feature. It looks much more, oh, I actually forgot to do that as well. Look at that. You know, we're just forgetting stuff together. We have to add water here. Anyways, we have more water. It's looking good. We got a bunch of sea pickles and stuff in there. We have some more islands. This is still here. Probably should have gotten rid of this, but no breaking blocks challenge. I can't delete it, okay? And then the last thing you guys didn't get to see, other than the bushes and stuff, is this little island here to hold up the tower. I absolutely love how this build came out. Don't get me wrong, there is a ton of errors in this thing. Chains being completely placed wrong. Over here, there's this block that I placed wrong during the building on camera segment. You know, there's just a ton of little mistakes, but since I did build on such a massive scale, when you zoom out, you can't really see them that much, which is great. This is definitely going to be built in my survivor world when I have the time, resources, and patience to do it, but for now, it's going to sit in this world for a while. I had so much fun building this and challenged myself to do a no breaking blocks challenge, and I highly recommend you give it a shot too. Who knows what you're going to create? Maybe something terrible, or maybe something halfway decent. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in a few weeks. Peace!